Thanks for joining. Today I will ask you to explore a landing page prototype. This is not a test of you, it's a test of the page. Please think out loud as you navigate. Is it okay if you record audio only?
Yeah, sure, it's perfectly fine.
Okay, you have just landed on this page from a shared link. Please look around and tell me what this page is about.
Okay, let me take a look. On the first screen, I see YMDXIKSV at the top. Just seeing these two names together already makes me think this is a joint project. It doesn't feel like only YüzümleMutluyum's announcement. IKSV is clearly part of it, so I understand this is a collaboration. Main title says something like stories that empower change. When I see the word stories, I immediately connect it to YüzümleMutluyum. The association already works with personal experience and real stories, so that part feels kind of familiar. But at the same time, the word storytelling can be very general. I pause there and I think, like, who tells the stories, how are they told, and who controls them. Below the title, there is a short description, talks about partnership, culture, and arts, and words like ethical and consent led. That part makes me feel a bit more comfortable because consent is very important in this kind of work. I also see small labels like non extractive and curation driven. These are good words and they show the right intention, but I also think, okay, many people write these words. The important part is how this really works in practice, how it's implied. There are two buttons: join initiative and learn more. From there, the page does not force me to act immediately. One option is to learn first, which I like. I scroll down. Partnership between two visions. Title feels a bit institutional, but text below explains it well. It talks about grassroots community empowerment and institutional cultural reach. This already explains the logic. YüzümleMutluyum brings community experience and IKSV brings cultural space and reach. There are two cards, one for YüzümleMutluyum and the other one for Istanbul Foundation for Culture and Arts. On the first one, it says community-based empowerment, and it talks about lived experiences, ethical storytelling, and agency. As someone who knows the association, this feels accurate. The bullet points like peer support and community building and ethical storytelling practices match the way the association works. On the IKSV card, it says things like institutional cultural platform, curatorial expertise, and public reach. This also makes sense. IKSV brings space, networks, visibility, and structure. Seeing these two cards next to each other makes the partnership logic way clearer. The images on the cards also help very much. The visual difference supports the idea between the two images. Let me scroll. Now I see the section why these two work together. It's an important part of me. There are also the main 3 points. The first one explains that stories come directly from community and that members have control. This is very important for YüzümleMutluyum. Many times, institutions take over the story. Here, the page clearly says that members keep their agency. The second point, let me look. Yeah, I guess his role. It talks about platforms, audience, and resources. This means stories can reach a wider public in a cultural context, not just online or in a small circle. And the third point is about ethics and protection. Text says visibility can be empowering but also risky. This feels very honest to be clear. Visibility is not always positive, unfortunately. We live in not such a good world, there are risks, comments, misunderstandings, bad people also. Unfortunately, seeing this written openly gives me the trust, the support for the participants. The project is not one-sided. It takes leadership in both. Let me scroll down. The shared goals: ethical storytelling, community empowerment, cultural awareness, sustainable impact. These can sound a bit like slogans, but the short, small explanations under them help a lot. Community empowerment fits YüzümleMutluyum. Cultural awareness fits IKSV, and sustainable impact shows that this is not a one-time project. It's sustainable, it's continuing. And there is also the box model for cultural collaborations. And that part shows the project is not only about one partnership, but creating a model that can learn from. Let me. Faces of changes. This one seems interesting. Let me take a deeper look.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yes, I am. The image here is very strong. A person from probably YüzümleMutluyum speaking, and the other one listening him. This makes the storytelling feel real and grounded, and the text explain that stories are not taken or extracted. They are offered, shaped, and told by individuals. The sentence is very, very important. It clearly says that control stays with the person. Let me go to the other one. Participation matters. Yeah, I love that there's a separation for individuals and for organizations. Like it makes it clearer for different people, like who views the page. They will decide on which part to look at. And yeah, it's a share for both. And yeah, for individuals, I see things like community support, cultural impact, and ethical processes. Individuals are supported and respected. For organization part, I see partnership models, institutional responsibility, resource sharing, sustainable change. Yeah, this is just not sponsorship, but real responsibility and collaboration. Yeah, it's ethics and safeguard. Finally, I reached the take action. Maybe, yeah. There is a big join the initiative button. In real life, I would want to know what happens next after clicking it. Yeah, and there are contact emails, which is good. So yeah, to answer your question in a summary, let's say, the page explains a collaboration between YüzümleMutluyum and IKSV to bring lived experiences into cultural spaces through ethical storytelling. It is not, just a campaign, it's a framework and a method.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all galiba. What do you think these two organizations gain by working together?
I think both gain different things, and the page explains this well. For YüzümleMutluyum, the association already has a strong community, but stories often stay inside that circle. And with IKSV, these stories can reach a wider public, a wider audience in a better cultural context. For IKSV, partnership brings real community experience. It is not just, representing a group, but doing it with them, working with them. This gives the impact more meaningful, more social. It's with the people. And there is also a balance. YüzümleMutluyum brings lived experience and trust. IKSV brings space, networks, and visibility. Alone, each one would be incomplete, but together it feels stronger.
Okay. What would your organization gain by being part of this?
What would my organization gain? For the association, the biggest gain is growing without losing the total control. Focus on participant control and consent. Consent is very important. If this is really applied, it creates a strong sense of safety with consent. The safe framing part is also very valuable. Avoiding pity and stereotypes is something the association always struggles with, and this page, I think, clearly understand it. Yeah. And another gain is entering cultural spaces, not just social media, but exhibitions, events, and discussions. This helps to change and shape public perception of these people. So for the association, for YüzümleMutluyum, the gain is wider impact in a safer and much more respectful framework, I would say.
Okay. What action do you think this page wants you to take?
Let me go to the take action section. Yeah. I think the page wants me to be part of the initiative in some way. It does not force only like one action. I can share my story, attend an event, and partner as an organization. As a member of YüzümleMutluyum, I would first want to learn more and then, enter the process, because sharing a story is a big decision, and the page also does respect that. For organizations, the partnership option is also very well organized, very clear on the page.
Would you actually do this? Why or why not?
Let me consider a bit. Would I actually do this? Maybe yes. Yeah, I would, but carefully. I would say I would not immediately share my story. Like as I said before, I would want to learn more before sharing a story, as it can be very sensitive sometimes. I would first contact them, maybe attend one of the events to see what is the process, how it works, how it is handled, how it is being worked on. Is my safety being protected? Do I feel okay? Would I feel okay to share my story? I would make sure of that. But the idea itself is very strong. This is not just placing two logos together. It's not, just making them at the same thing, but it explains why and how collaboration works, and it does acknowledge the risks of it. I think it brings value both to YKSV and YüzümleMutluyum. So yeah, I think that you have done a very good job.
Okay. Thank you. That's all for the test. I'm stopping the recording now.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Today, I will ask you to explore a landing page prototype. This is not a test of you, this is a test of the page. Please think out loud as you navigate. Is it okay if we record audio only?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, you have just landed on this page from a shared link. Please look around and tell me what this page is about.
Okay, just a minute. A partnership between two visions. I'm just looking in general. To be honest, it did not smell very warm at first. It's not bad, but it feels a bit distant. It didn't make me say, oh yes, right away. I see the word story a lot. When I see that a word, I stop a bit. Things about faces are already sensitive. So my first thought was, okay, but how will these stories be told? When I saw YüzümleMutluyum, I paid more attention. I know the association, but I'm not very involved. So I thought, okay, this is close to us. But then I saw Istanbul Foundation for Culture and Arts, and I got confused about it. Actually, I wasn't sure whose project this really is. I'm reading. I'm reading, just a minute. Centering Faces of Change, Self-Determined Narratives, Ongoing Consent, Dignity and Respect. Okay, I read the text, but how can I say it's written very carefully, but it doesn't feel like it talks to me directly. It feels like someone is talking and I'm just listening from the sides. Also, for the first few minutes, I kept thinking, what is this exactly? Later, I understood that it's a collaboration, but I understood it's a bit late.
Okay. What do you think these two organizations gain by working together?
A partnership between two organizations. Honestly, it's hard to say clearly. But I saw Istanbul Foundation for Culture and Arts and other organization. It's already a big institution. It already has visibility, so I wasn't sure what they gain from this. For YüzümleMutluyum, when I think about it, yes, maybe more people see it, but is that always a good thing? I'm not sure about that. Before, we were visible too, but people didn't always understand in the right way. And the page of goals, also ethics and safeguards parts. I see this page now. That's okay. But when I see those words, ethics and safeguards, I don't feel relaxed right away. Everyone writes these words now. What happens in real life is more important, actually. So both sides may gain something, but right now it feels more like good intention than a clear benefit.
Okay. What would your organization gain by being part of this?
The question made me stop for a moment.
Okay.
When I think about what the organization gains, I can't say something clear. Maybe contact with new people. But this feeling is very general, I think. What I really think about is this. If we join and later I feel I comfortable, what happens? Can I step back? I think this question. The page talks about this a little, but not totally clearly. But generally, it's okay. Maybe there may be, so instead of saying we gain this, it feels more honest to say maybe something happens.
Okay. What action do you think this page wants you to take?
This part's okay. I'm looking. I need to look a little bit. Share your story, attend an event, partner with us. These parts made me a little bit stressed me. I feel that the page wants me to do something, but it's not a small thing. When I saw share your story, I stopped. For me, this is not something you just click and do. There are many options, but this didn't make me feel comfortable. It made me think which one is right, which one is wrong. It felt like if I choose wrong, I cannot go back. Sometimes there's a small step, but here it didn't feel small. It feels like a big step.
Okay. Would you actually do this? Why or why not?
For now, I think no, I wouldn't do it right away. Would I close the page completely? No. I would watch for a while. I would like to see what other people do. And if I saw a real example, maybe my mind would change. It feels like there is good intention, but trust doesn't come quickly for me.
Okay. Thank you. That's all for the test. I'm stopping the recording now. Thanks for joining. Today I will ask you to explore a landing page prototype. This is not a test of you, it's a test of the page. Please think out loud as you navigate. Is it okay if we record audio only?
Okay.
Okay. You have just landed on this page from my shared link. Please look around and tell me what this page is about.
Okay, I'm looking now. The first thing I see is the big title. Stories that empower change. So this feels like something about storytelling, but also about creating change. Under the title, I see YüzümleMutluyum and İKSV. So I understand this is a partnership. I scroll down a bit. I see a partnership between two visions. Now it's clearer. On one side there is YüzümleMutluyum, on the other side. YüzümleMutluyum brings lived experience and ethical storytelling. I am looking now. Okay. İKSV brings platforms and public reach. So I understand this page is about an ethical storytelling initiative between these two organizations. But I am not sure yet if this is a campaign, a program, or a long-term project. I scroll more. Why these two organizations work together? Here they explain the reasons in more detail. They talk about lived experience, cultural infrastructure, and ethics. In general, the page tells me we want to share stories, but in the right way. I understand this message, but it takes some time to understand what I should do here.
Okay. What do you think these two organizations gain by working together?
What would your organization gain by?
Working
Can I
together.
say again?
What do you think these two organizations gain by working together? Okay.
Okay. As a YüzümleMutluyum member, I think the biggest gain is control.
Okay. Let me think and
Okay.
okay. I repeat.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think these two organizations gain by working together?
Okay, now I understand. Let me think. I think both organizations gain different things for YüzümleMutluyum. The stories are very strong, but they often stay in small spaces. Working with İKSV helps these stories reach more people. It's a big cultural initiation, but here it does not feel like İKSV is just using stories. The page talks a lot about consent and participant control. So, İKSV also learns how to work more ethical. For İKSV, this partnership brings real human stories. Cultural work can sometimes feel distant. This collaboration makes it more human and more real. So one brings lived experience, the other brings visibility. Together they do something they cannot do alone.
Okay. What would your organization gain by being part of this?
As a YüzümleMutluyum member, I think the biggest gain is control. In the face of change section, they talk about self-determined stories and ongoing constant. Actually, this is very important for us. Usually, when we share stories, we are afraid to lose control. Here, the story stays with the person. There are also other benefits. I see community support, networks, and cultural impacts. But I want to be honest. It's not very clear how this works in the practice. If I join, what happens next? That part is still a bit unclear to me.
Okay. What action do you think this page wants you to take?
Okay. I scroll down. I see the take action section. There are different options. Share your story. And attend an event and pattern with us. So this page talks to different people, individual organizations, maybe others too. The main actions feel like join the initiative, but that button is very visible. That's at the top and the bottom. It's good to have options, but it can also be a little confusing. As a new visitor, I need to think about which one is for me.
Okay. Would you actually do this? Why or why not?
Okay. Yes, I would be interested. The ethical part is very clear. Actually, yes, is very clear. The ethics and safeguards sections is very strong. I'm thinking informed, constant, and non-tokenistic representation are very important to us. But before I click, I would like more details. For example, I would like to see an example story or know who joined before. So emotionally, I trust it. The values are clear, but for a final decision, actually, I need a little more concrete information.
Okay. Thank you. That's all. I'm stopping the recording now.
Okay,